Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's harder than I like to think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our life tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Killing time, we got nowhere to be. You're sending messages I can't ignore. No contemplating, come here close to me. I'm bored at home, can't leave the house no more. But I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. You, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart.
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
Let's go. Let's go. Yo.
About you sick, twisted, yellow belly biatch.
Fun. Fuck.
The real Gypsy Soul. The real Gypsy Soul. How you doing, my darling? Herman, you big one. Lovely to see you guys.
Hey everybody, good afternoon. Hello. I'm glad to see you folks. Yeah, it's a beautiful day in North Kakalaki today, and started off humid as heck, and now it's actually starting to get less humid, so not so bad. I got the windows open, that sort of thing. So summer breeze makes me feel fine. Hey Amber, good to see you. April, Lee Marie, Libby, always good to see you. Traders, Peachy, Holly Dolly, and Miss Sarah. JP Fluff, lawyers in the house. I'll drop you a link, Miss Sarah, because I'm going to actually ask you some questions about today's topic. Today's topic is self-fulfilled prophecy. When there is propaganda and unwarranted fears about us, sometimes we worry ourselves into making it happen. Self-fulfilled prophecy. Making fears come to fruition. That's what a self-fulfilled prophecy is. Like when someone says, I speak it into existence, this is worrying it into existence. Can I get an amen? Yeah, hit that like. Good to see all y'all. Guardian Angel, good to see you. Yeah, there was a couple of things that happened between me and Sarah the last couple of days, and she addressed it a little bit yesterday over at Mama T's, and then I think she got good to see you, April, and Holly, Dolly, Sapphire, happy birthday, all month. JP Fluff, the cat, and the mermaid. Got a cat, a mermaid. All the above. Come on the panel, Sarah. Come on. Truth be told, good to see you always, always. Yeah, so this is like when I show you a couple of screenshots and Sarah comes up and she gets to elaborate on what was being brought up yesterday at Mama T's, we can both sort of elaborate on this topic here, which is preacher stitch. We need a preacher in the house. We got a preacher, we got a sapphire, we got a cat, we got a holly dolly, we got a lawyer. Everything covered. Hey Judo, loved your nub bomb yesterday. That was awesome. I hope my applause button works today. I hear it in my ear. I hope y'all do too. Hey Nitro, good to see you. North Kakalaki. Absolutely. Where the barbecue is good. And the racing. All right, Sarah, come on. Come on, Sarah, the
I'm on the
island
panel.
ninja. She'll kick you ass.
I did go on the panel. I went on the panel.
And I caught your live too, but it kept happening. So it's as though your words were falling on deaf ears as you spoke them.
Well,
and
yeah, of course.
I'm gonna show you what I mean here. I think I got all the hellos out, so let me go ahead and start here with my what is it they call them, receipts? My receipts. Let's see. Where did it go? Okay, let's see here. Is this one it? There's a couple of them. No, that's not it. Hold on. Okay. Sarah is up there on Mama T's panel, and they are telling her this, that, and the third about Nicolina. And she says, I'm not here to talk about Nicolina. I can't speak for Nicolina. I can only speak for myself. And I can give you a viewpoint from myself and how I view things and why I've come to the conclusion that I've come with all the information that I was, gathered up with. And what does Maggie come back with? It's all about you. It's all about you, Sarah.
I didn't even see that. That's hilarious. I'm not gonna be pissed. It's funny. Thank you for making me laugh.
Right.
I did. Maybe I should.
Ken
I mean,
Ken
I can't
just
see
gave
all
me
her comments.
something.
Oh, okay. I can't look at all her comments. I had it off for a while, so I wouldn't get distracted.
My transfer came in the mail today. Okay, hold on a
sweet.
second.
Okay.
I was gonna get that.
The comment.
I'm telling him to run get me something real quick. Okay, so then let's see, was this it right here? That might be Lips apologizing. Okay, then that's not it. Let me see if the next one is it. Okay. There's a reason why I'm picking on Maggie, because Maggie is picking on us. She told me this morning in a post where I was thanking all you guys for being my viewers. Remember, I put up a post and I tagged you and Traders and Nicolina and Chaotic and Southern Girl and Peaches and thanked you for always being in my chat. Do you know what Maggie said to that? You're so needy.
Because you thanked us.
She
Well, who's the
said I
one
was.
that come over and commented?
She said I was too needy.
Why
Yeah,
are you gonna
it's
come
good. So
to
this is why I'm picking on her. Okay, this is someone who is putting out propaganda, like you were describing yesterday, because they're only putting out clips and
Mhm.
and making you form you know, there's only one way to come up with a conclusion with what they've given you. Okay,
Mhm.
and the unwarranted fears. And yesterday I was like, all emotional yesterday. I was like, Sarah, is there anything I should worry about? And you're like, no, smack, smack, snap
Yeah.
out of it. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then I keep seeing her do it. And it's like she's trying to put it out there in the universe to have a self-fulfilled prophecy. She wants this so bad. She wants them to turn on us almost as bad as Constance does. So they can point and go, see, I told you so. See, I told you, I
Mm.
told you.
I haven't noticed that about her yet, but I
Maggie?
just always thought, yeah, I just thought she just, was one that's really maybe probably in love with Ernie. I could be wrong. I'm just saying.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. She just seems like that. She's
Just an
waiting for
opinion.
us to get hurt. And how sick
Mm.
is that? You're literally waiting for someone to get hurt.
Will that make you happy, Maggie? Will that make you happy?
Read this one.
Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, so that's when I was either kicked or fell off the panel. That's when Speakeasy was talking to Nick, Mama T yesterday. Is that what this chat is? You should,
Shit, I have my damn mute on. Yes, yes.
okay.
And let me see where's the other one at.
She must have a new Google number. I texted her, but I didn't get an answer.
Okay, those are the only ones that I downloaded. But people that are trying to speak this into existence against you and me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
click on one more that it might be. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Read this. Do you see it?
Yeah. Where did she put? Where did that comment? Where was it put?
Oh,
Mama.
when I said me watching us and being thankful, and I used a picture of Chucky. Did you see it?
The Chucky
I
one, yeah.
I
Okay.
thanked all y'all. Okay, this is what she put on that Chucky picture.
But why? I don't get why everyone takes the effort to go make the
Just try
comments. Some of the comments.
to gloat at our downfall. I have no idea. I just caught it
Well,
this morning, man.
I
You
have a
try, but
couple.
unfortunately, you're talking to a moron.
Wait.
Two people have said, Sarah, I caught it this morning, man. You try, but unfortunately, you're talking to a moron.
Well, I like to do it every now and then. Is she referring to me going on the panel yesterday,
Yeah, I
JP?
was there with you, Sarah, in
I
Nitros. I
can't
just
find the
had
comment.
had it laying next to me, but I saw you in the Nitros last night.
Yeah, it was funny as
I was in
hell.
there with you. I just wasn't chatting.
I think I fell asleep. I was up way too late. Like I didn't make it to the very end, but I hung in there pretty long.
I had an upset stomach, so I was trying to listen and put this show together. Yeah, good to hang out with old neighbor there. I told him next time he comes up to the VA, we gotta meet up with my husband and they can talk RC stuff and Navy stuff.
Oh,
Right.
right.
We have a
Do
nice
that.
VA facility here, and it's
Yeah, Magnum would probably like that, old Stedman.
yeah, yeah. He needs a friend, a pal, someone he can bitch about me too.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, you know what else she does? Yeah. Vanessa has my attention with her uneducated rumors.
I gotta go. I gotta scroll back up to these.
I
I'm way
freaking
behind.
love Maggie. She is a special woman. Do you know who I kept thinking it might be? Traders. I was like, is this Ernie? It's Maggie Ernie.
No.
Thought it was. Because you know how he would like come in as Benny Keys, and I'm gonna slit your throat. And Benny was having a whole ass live. It wasn't
Yeah.
Benny, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I started catching on to that. I was like, that's not Benny, because I'm watching both of you. You know? He was so sure we weren't over there. Anyway, you never know what
Well,
Maggie. You're gonna,
I tried to tell. We tried to tell Mama T. I thought we did anyways about old Vanessa, but that's all right. She'll find out one day.
I love
She'll
these
find out.
self-fulfilled prophecies, though. They're trying to speak our downfall into existence.
Well,
Thanks.
it's like I
You're
said to
not
Peachy
getting a
yesterday.
Christmas card this year, Maggie.
Just tell me before you're gonna give me the boot so I can burn the bitch down. You know, I'll go out with a bang. Just give me a little heads up.
I ain't going quietly this time. I'm just kidding. I just playing. Oh man, I have been known to stalk. It's on my
Not in love with
record.
Ernie.
I do cop a charge on the stalking. God,
You
my
don't
ex
think
didn't
so,
have a sense
traders?
of humor at all. Oh man, how do I move this? What, I guess it's under brand.
Well, I
Yeah,
was
there it
trying to
is. Okay.
focus on talking to her, so sometimes you can't look at the chat because then I get distracted and the ADD kicks in and I'm all over the place, with different comments, So I did watch some of them, but not all of them. Tiger Lori said I was victim shaming. I'm like, oh, okay, forget
Yes, I
this.
heard that too.
I
Now,
tried
exactly who is the victim that they thought you were shaming?
because I brought up the fact when she was doing the propaganda video of this week's narrative of stalked, bullied, and harassed. I just pointed out a few incidences where it's actually not the truth, such as the 3 days that he was trying to instigate Benny, and it appeared like he was trying to get content because things were pretty slow on the YouTube streets. And
Yes.
it appeared like he was trying to get a reaction from Benny to get content. Just an idea. That could be
Mm-hmm.
what was happening. Opinion. And it was for 3 days until Benny reacted. And she said, Sarah just blamed the victim. No, I'm just pointing out something he did. That's not blaming a victim. And I just tried to give them some other ideas where he actually instigated it. It's not all just one-sided.
Right. Okay.
That's all I was
Yeah,
trying to help
and
them
something
understand.
about her playing this, you were calling it propaganda. That's why it's part of the title. Explain this video compilation she kept playing over and over and over and over.
Well, I'm gonna assume that was probably made by Lori, and it was showing how picked on and how bullied and harassed Ernie is. That was the point of that.
Right.
And it's not showing everything. Like a lot of videos are cherry picked. Like the one I was
Right.
explaining about on my panel yesterday about me that I'm gonna get tossed out because somebody asked a question why I wasn't. You know what I mean? That was silly, but people do that.
I noticed that there was some more footage from the trial popping back up again of Ernie on the stand being asked about his extracurriculars. And I saw this in a friend's news feed, and I thought it was freaking hilarious. It says, "Thank you for your order from our sex shop. You asked for the large red dildo as featured on our wall. Please select another product as that is our fire extinguisher."
Oh,
Sorry. I'll pick something else.
I liked it. I liked it. Oh man.
Yeah, we already went over that yesterday. Let's see, what else did I put up here in the middle of the night while I was
So
half
so
asleep?
you did get to hear the whole part then when I was there,
Yeah,
or
and
just
then
some of
when
it?
okay, now this is where I'm gonna veer off a little, okay?
Okay.
Did you listen to what Speakeasy was saying when he was on panel?
Some of it until I left. Only a little bit of it. What I was doing was observing. The demeanor when he came over was different, and it seemed like he was making an effort to stay calm. It felt like he was
Yeah,
making an effort to present himself as calm. You know what I'm saying?
right. Amicable.
Like I could
Okay,
feel it that he was trying, I guess is what I'm saying. That's just my opinion, yes. Like
trying
an
to
act.
remain harmonious.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And so, did you happen to catch any of the dialogue between him and Tina and what brought him here?
Yes, I about her trying to I forget, is it Chris Lewis? She was giving him the information about that and to look into him and
Well, first, he admitted that he was paid to come here
oh yes.
to go over the trial.
Yes. That was news to me, something I hadn't heard before. You know,
How's
when
the
she first
snake
played the
bite?
clip, I wasn't expecting him to come up and say, "Yeah, that's true," you know, because I had just heard about all of it, so that was interesting. The snake
Yeah,
bite,
and
that's a
when they
whole.
asked him
I didn't even
who,
see
he
that.
said, "I'm not going to tell you that. I don't ask."
Uh
Thank
huh.
you, Shreshar Cat. Thank you very much.
Yep. He's not
Um,
gonna give that up.
but they were saying that they want him to go over the Jimbo part closer and
Yes.
again. And he promised that he would give it some consideration, and that if there was anything new that he felt like he hadn't gone over, that he was open to review it, and that he wasn't, on anyone's side. He was on the side of the truth, and that he was
Hmm.
paid to bring out the truth and what his opinion was. And
Yes.
so, on that note, I believe that she was going to get him some information, and so was Mama T. And
Yeah.
she was sort of not requesting, but sort of trying to move him away from extremely long lives. Tina said, because she thought that there was pertinent information getting lost in
Hmm.
because people just don't have that kind of dedicated time to put in it. And sort of, yeah, she mentioned people's attention span, plus they've got other responsibilities. But and she brought up Chris Lewis, and looking into that deeper and further. And I noticed, and I screenshot a lot of conversation over, I believe it was at Griff's. Uh, One in particular person in chat was saying over and over how he has LE in his back pocket, i.e.,
Oh.
through Leslie, and that they feel like that Easy should look closer and once more. And that sort of
In Griff's chat.
opened up the dialogue for them to not just look at one of them but both of them. And they reiterated that no one's been charged with the murder, it's only been conspiracy, and that in a conspiracy there can't just be one person. A conspiracy is several people. So who are the other people? That's what he was saying.
I think a lot of people all over YouTube would agree, no matter what channels you hang out, and that the trial needs to be, a lot of us would like to see it looked into, because
Mm-hmm.
that's, I think a lot of us can agree on that.
Well, it's just like the Summer Wells thing. We just want closure. Not that we want it talked about and picked apart with a fine tooth comb. It would be nice to have closure,
Hmm. And everything I've seen
Chris
says he
Lewis
didn't get a
part
fair
is not
trial.
true. What Tina was saying about being Dog's manager.
I didn't hear
Okay.
that part. Like Dog the Bounty Hunter? I didn't hear that part.
Holly, it is still up, but I don't think it was streamed yet.
I missed it. I never
Gypsy,
got a snake
can
bite
you
part.
go over Mama T's live from last night? I don't guess I saw it. I only know about the one she was on with Sarah.
Oh, she did another one?
I guess they're
Was Ernie
saying
on
she
it?
did.
Did Ernie
Ernie
go on
came
that
up
one?
and said something about a bug bite after
The
you got
cottonmouth snake?
down.
Yeah,
After
I
you
missed
got
that.
down, Ernie came up. And he sounded terrible.
Oh.
And I think he talked to Easy. Easy asked him questions about the snake bite, and he said, I was just stupid and I waited a couple of days before I went and got it looked at. And so
So,
now he's paying the price for it.
so what I had heard, what got back to me, relayed to me, was that he reported he got bitten by a cottonmouth snake, and he didn't
I
seek
don't think
medical
so,
treatment for
JP. I
4
think that it
days.
was just after Sarah got down, she continued on, and Tina got up, and then Easy got up, and then Ernie got up after Sarah. I
Mhm.
think Sarah went over and had her own live, didn't you?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I was saying is that
I'm
what I
sorry.
heard was he reported he got bitten by a cottonmouth snake and then sought medical treatment 4 days later. I don't know if that's, I haven't got back to review it, but if that's true, it did seem a little sus if it was a real cottonmouth snake, because usually you need that anti-venom. From my own, I mean, from what I know, I'm not a snake expert, but a lot of those venomous snakes, you need treatment, right away, or they could be fatal. Some of those nasty venomous snakes. A lot of them you can't. Ah!
That's so funny because I just took 2 pair to the
Good
dumpster
timing.
this morning. 2 pair of boots. There's going to be a deer running with a pair of boots on.
I mean, I would have liked to see fang marks if anyone is just, curious. If you really got a snake bite.
Okay, then I saw this pop up in my
Look at
news feed. Does
Nitro.
anyone know whose baby this was? It was someone's baby picture. I believe it was
Baby
Mama
bean.
Shell, Mama and Daddy Shell.
Oh, baby shield. So is that what he said 4 days after? Oh,
He's wrestling a tiger here.
he's wrestling.
He's wrestling a tiger.
Rawr. Actually, it looks like, yeah, he's wrestling all right.
I got the eye of the tiger. You're gonna hear me roar.
Okay, that looks a little wrong,
You don't like it?
It just started looking a little weird when I started, no, never
My
mind.
neighbor's new paint job has got people paint job.
Paint job.
Oh my gosh, this is what I'm doing in the middle of the night while
Gypsy's been
you're
playing in
shooting
her
this little
StreamYard.
nitro.
I can't even figure out how to put shit in there yet, but I will.
Yeah, you said no way in hell do you go for it. Well, Nitro, you gotta understand. These
He
people
understands.
are able to have immaculate conceptions and leap tall buildings. You just don't understand, man.
Yes, Nitro, that's how I saw it. The pelvic thrusting was getting to me.
The other day it was his head, and now it's his pelvis. Can I not please you, woman? Oh, shit.
Oh, I do believe I see a super sticker from the Cheshire Cat. $3. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know if you missed that.
Thank you very much.
Just showed up in my StreamYards.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're like, I don't like you picking on Ernie, man. It's like they think he's Jesus. Oh my gosh. That's
Well,
unreal.
we talked about that. We talked about a little bit of biology.
Yes, I heard
Yeah.
about the biology. Yes.
I felt a little embarrassed about that, but
Yes, that was, yes.
I
That
tried
she
to do
was
it in
not
a nice way.
receptive.
I tried to do it
She
in a
was,
nice way.
yes, Sarah. She would say your name. And Sarah.
I didn't do nothing. I mean, I could have been.
You were getting hit
Like I
with the
said,
Bible.
yeah,
You were
right.
getting hit with the Bible.
Well, like I said, there's only been like 10 documented cases, and it would be in medical
I
journeys. And
heard,
she goes, you just said it's possible.
Yes, and
I almost,
you go, but there would be reports about it, and it would
yes,
be reported on because it would be such an anomaly.
you'd be on the
Well,
news.
how do you know I wasn't on the show?
I tried.
I might have been on 2020. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing that we can laugh at this.
You were in Chicago 2 years ago.
Chicago?
Yes, Bill. Chicago.
Yes, I was living in Chicago. You knew that, didn't you? I told you that, didn't I?
No, you didn't. I found out.
You're looking at me so, strange.
Oh, Mrs. White.
How have you been, Mrs. Snell? Fine. And the doctor?
Fine.
And your daughter?
Sue is fine. Won't you come in, Mrs. White?
Oh, how kind of you.
I think Carrie is in some of Sue's classes.
Yes.
Well, perhaps sometime she might like to visit.
I'm here on the Lord's work, Mrs. Snell. Spreading the gospel of God's salvation through Christ's blood.
Yes, of course.
I have something here I know is going to interest the doctor and you. The teenager's path to salvation through the cross of Jesus.
I don't think Sue would be very interested in that.
Oh, the children are wandering through the wilderness of sin these days, Mrs. Snell.
My Sue is a good girl.
Is that wrong? I feel like they're hitting you with the Bible, going, "Why won't you act right? Why won't you act right?
Why won't you convert? Why don't you
Why
see
won't
what
you
we're saying?
convert? Why won't you make him your Lord again? He once was. Don't you see the error of your ways, Sarah? Come
No, I
back
do
to the
try to
tigers."
understand. I do try to
Oh,
understand and see from where they're coming from and stuff, as long as, but I do, you got to open your mind
yeah,
a little
because we
bit,
used to believe it. Hell yeah, we used to believe
Right.
it. We used to believe it, man.
And I can't
Man,
help but feel a little bad for some of the times, you know?
me too. I don't shit. They come knocking on my door. I don't go answer it. I let Ken do it. I'm scared. I'll go run off with them. They make perfect sense. They're speaking to me. Yeah, I was like, I mean, I feel like, with all of this, I went and hung out at Days last night and was listening to her read scripture, and she had me in tears.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
Bless her heart. She's like me. She's real tender hearted, and just reading scripture can get can weigh on your spirit.
It hit you in the feels?
Yeah, yeah. And she read Linus's part. And into the Lord, what is it?
I listen sometimes when I do like yard work or something and where I'm not commenting, just cleaning up and stuff. I listen to her.
Yeah.
But I spent a lot of time in Nitro's last night because he
Oh
introduced
yeah, that's right. Nicolina came in and sang. I forgot.
sang
Nicolina came in and sang. Yeah, I completely forgot. Yeah, right at the end.
the birthday song.
She came in and sang Hallelujah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Nitro has introduced us to his community has their Ernie, like their Ernie. And
Oh
this guy's name
yeah.
is Kelly. So, I mean, I was getting the lowdown last night. It was interesting once,
Yeah.
I went in
could
the
sense
back
the
chat.
frustration.
I went up in his back chat. I'm like, because I thought at first, I'm like, I feel like everyone's being mean to him because I felt bad for him in a way at first. And I thought,
Gamer
I think he
Girl
has
is
a
like
disability.
Spicoli. She
Yeah, I
comes
thought he
late
had
and then brings a pizza.
Spicoli makes me laugh, but I haven't seen him in a long time.
Spicoli. He comes to math class late, and then the pizza guy shows up with the pizza, and it pisses off the teacher. It's like, dude, what's wrong?
Were you there, Holly Dolly? Dang, I think I fell asleep around 2 or something.
I was there too. Yeah,
Too
okay.
late.
That was awesome. Yeah, Gamer Girl rocks. She's not felt well lately. It isn't.
Sorry to hear that.
I love you too.
I'm sorry to hear that. Game Girl's good peeps.
She's having trouble with her iron levels.
Ah.
I had to do yard work. Really? It was like really humid here this morning when I woke up, so much so it was like dew everywhere, but now it's nice. Hopefully it'll change the season soon. You know, there's always a storm that changes the season, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is this lobster season right now?
I
Shellfish
feel like it
season?
always. There's different seasons for us to go like get your like. Say I wanted to go get scallops or whatever. There's different seasons where you get different license, and you have to get a license, and you can only do it for this X amount of time, you know, before it's the next one. And usually, and clams and everything. Like if I were to go get clams with the family, you have to bring a bucket and a measure. You have to keep a measuring tool on it because the harbor
Okay.
master will come on your boat sometimes, and he will check like your fish and everything. And if you got the wrong measurement, you can get in big trouble. Because you can get in real big trouble unless you're Native American. They can do anything. I mean, they're allowed to. They don't have the same rules on the fishing and everything like we do, of course.
Yeah.
Because I live in a
Y'all
tribal
check out
community.
Elle Kennedy's channel. She's got some really cool videos that is a nice break from the monotony.
Oysters, really?
Yeah,
I haven't
I love
tried them.
oysters too. Yum
I
yum
like
yum
the
yum yum yum
process.
yum.
I like getting it. I like getting this stuff, but some of them I won't eat. I can't do the
Yeah.
oysters when I look at them. You know. I like the shells
Mm-hmm.
though.
Do you like muscadines?
I don't know. I don't think so.
They're like an ultra sweet, huge grape.
I
It's
haven't tried it.
muscadine season here, and man, they're awesome. No oysters for me. Yuck, says Nolly Dolly. Yeah. Let's see, what else did I make here? Let me look real quick.
I
You don't.
like scallops. I like scallops. That's some good shit. Some shrimp, some jumbo shrimp.
If you don't mind my bad humor.
We're used to it.
Okay, good. Here we go. Check this out.
Bro, I've actually done that before on a deer.
Have you really? I was gonna say, I bet you would fit in one. You're little.
Yeah, the red power. We had a Power Wheel Jeep, and there was alcohol involved, and there was a dare to see if I would get a DUI. It was when I was a lot younger, of course, but you know.
Me and my best friend rode a lawnmower to a party one time. Yep, that was a Barbie Jeep. Was that not cool? Did Ernie steal France?
I had a red Jeep.
Yeah.
I don't eat frog legs. I don't eat anything that bass, amphibian, lizards. Nope.
Did you see this, Raylan? It's all in fun.
I need a souped
Frog
up
legs
Pulse
are
Card.
amazing. I love frog legs. You like frog legs?
I don't eat amphibian or reptile.
It does taste
But
like chicken.
we used to go frogging just for fun, like get the bullfrogs.
Do y'all see a snake? Nope, not yet. No snake.
Oh no, the song's in my head already. I saw tigers. You got us brainwashed.
Tiger soul man.
Between you and rap. Squirrel dumplings. Oh Lord.
I have heard of that. That is an Appalachia recipe, man. I see people, they really dig on that. It's
Oh.
like a whole meal thing.
Mm.
Oh, there he is wrestling a tiger again. He's so brave.
Rattlesnake.
Wow.
Are you sure? I don't think that's wrestling.
Check out his shirt, man. He's even able to do this in his silk shirt and his lead jeans. They are lead jeans. Yep.
Bro, Gypsy, that's not wrestling. Save the tigers.
Oh my goodness. See, y'all should have
Oh.
never told me these programs
J-Lo
existed.
cried. I mean, my in-laws they eat everything. They've eaten everything. They used to live in a teepee. They're hunters, you know. He was in the service. They eat squirrels, pigeon. They eat everything they could catch, man. Like pigeon nuggets and squirrel tenders and all that stuff. I think of squirrels as being a tree rat. They're basically a
Is
rat, but
chaotic here? And
that's tiger abuse. I don't think
and
so.
Southern
She's been
Girl?
busy.
I
haven't
made
seen Southern
something
Girl
for
yet.
them. Okay,
But
I'll send it.
she was out catching possum yesterday. I saw her videos this morning. I was laughing.
Oh wow.
There was a possum stuck in her grapevine. The dog was going crazy trying to eat it.
I made something for them. That's tiger
Squirrels are
abuse.
crazy.
That don't look like wrestling. Squirrels are greasy. That's what I've heard. But isn't that why they make a good gravy?
That's what I heard about duck too. I haven't eaten duck.
Duck's
Just the
good.
eggs.
Duck is good. And I like quail. Yeah. And what are those little ones that you get in the grocery store and they look like a little baby chicken? A hen?
Oh, New Guinea hen?
Cornish
Guinea hen?
Cornish hens.
Cornish hen, okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to cook something like that because it's like all that effort and it looks like literally 2 bites. It's like 2
That sounds
bites.
good.
I want a big ass meal if I'm gonna cook it, you know? I don't want a couple little bites.
Yeah. Squirrel is rodent. No shit, man.
Squirrel is a tree rat.
Nice good eating. What you talking about, girl? Holiday. You just ain't been hungry enough. You ain't making the gravy right, girl. Oh my goodness. I can't remember what all I made in the middle of the night, and we just press play and see what happens. I've got two more little clips to play.
Let it rip.
All right. One is for Southern Girl because she's sick, and I made Chaotic her doctor.
Right. Oh, she went
to let you know that I'm sorry you're sick. What do you want from the liquor store? Something sour or something sweet? I'll buy you all that your belly can hold. I'm sure you won't suffer no more. I swear
Is this what you do when you have an insomnia?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. What about you?
I got a bunch of deer. I got a bunch of deer in my freezer. Big deer hunters in the family.
Southern Girl
My
is in the bed today. Her tooth is infected. Oh, wow. Bless her heart.
Sent Southern Girl a case of White Claw. Oh, man. That's how Nitro found us. He was just randomly tuning in, and he found that episode when Southern Girl was crushing cans and throwing them in the air.
Is she going to see a dentist later?
She'll probably get an emergency appointment, hopefully.
From the liquor store. Then Southern Girl a case of white. What are White Claws? Do they taste good?
I
They
never
sound like
tried
they
them.
taste good.
It's like a skinny can alcoholic beverage. I think it's more
Malt
fruity,
liquor.
like girly drink.
Oh, okay. A frou drink. You can't eat deer, the texture. It's gamey to me. It has to be cooked right.
Well,
China
I'll make
pills
some
for the
jerky
tooth.
and some stew. I just don't eat it. I like to make some jerky though.
Salsa.
Latin and tiger peen pills. That'll do it.
Lightning Tiger pain pills. Do y'all think it's speed?
I think it's the stuff at the convenience store behind the counter.
And it used to be called ephedra.
The 21 and up ones. I
Mhm.
don't know what's in it, but I see them. Actually, I was looking.
Tell all the hunters to lay down their guns. Tell them that the tiger needs a little bit of love. Let them run the jungle. Let them roam their land. Then stand back and marvel, what a beautiful cat. 'Cause I saw a tiger, now I understand. Well, I saw a tiger, and the tiger saw me.
I saw tigers. Why you keep brainwashing us?
You're gonna love country before it's over.
Right?
I'm singing this all throughout the day. And you know what my son walked into me listening to was no neck, no neck, no neck, no neck. It's
Yes.
like my mother's wrong. My mother's wrong. Why is she laughing at this?
When I heard that song, I was mind blown. The shampoo I use is Head and Shoulders because I got no neck. Nicolina put that in her premiere like a bunch of times too, and I
That's
can't
where I
believe that.
saw it. I
How
was
can that be a
watching it.
song? How can that even be a song?
I'm like treating it like it's the news. Hush, everybody, hush. It's important. It's the news, damn it. Didn't you
Nicolina, I
hear
was
it
just
the
watching
premiere, for
that.
God's sakes?
Nicolina, I was just watching your premiere, and all I could think of is, my God, how much work and research that took to find all those clips. I don't know how you did it. That's just even one of them. This is perfect. This is the perfect strategy. Just keep putting these videos out.
Yeah, I
Imagine
think
all
so
the work.
too.
Imagine all
It's
the work
also
trying
good
to
to go
find them.
back and reference to later.
But they're so old, these clips. I don't even know how she found them. It looked like all I could think of how long it took to make that video when I was watching it.
She said, oh, there's so much more. Do y'all have pumpkins out at your grocery store yet?
I didn't notice last time I was there, but they always put out the stuff early. I mean, there's like, I see
All
makeup and all
right.
that.
She says she may go live around 5.
Cool.
Well, we went to Spirit Halloween store and they're not open yet.
That's very
Yep.
odd.
I thought so too. I said, well,
Maybe
did
they
it
had a
look like
staff
they had
issue.
all their stuff? And they said they had a bunch of stuff that didn't look unpacked, which means, you know, another Dollar General store. There's boxes everywhere. They got to unpack, I guess. And I
Maybe it
said, I guess
starts October 1st.
they get their 2023 shipment of stuff.
Mhm.
And I guess last year's costumes will be marked down because they'll have the Five Nights at Freddy movie. It's coming out in October, so I'm sure all that will be coming back out again. You got pumpkins in your garden? Awesome. Your spirit is open? Darn, really? It looks like they just need to unpack all these boxes. They open exactly a week from today. No understand. I saw tiger. Tiger saw me. Makes me want to cry. You can give him a home.
Grown pumpkins is cheaper too. Yeah, they are expensive if you can. I mean, if you have the space, they do take up a lot of room. I accidentally grew some pumpkins once. One year I took a golf club, my husband's good golf club. I think it was called a Big Bertha. I got in trouble for this too. There was alcohol involved. I golfed some of the pumpkins. Yeah, there was alcohol involved. I golfed some of the pumpkins over the fence in my neighbor's yard, and the next year forgot all about it. But I did get in trouble for using that club. But the next year, I saw this weird leaf pattern in the growing from my backyard. And I'm like, what is this? This isn't a
Wow.
weed. This looks like squash. I'm going, this looks like squash because it had the yellow flower. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
freaking pumpkins. It's from when I golfed the pumpkin. When I golfed the pumpkin, the seed spread and it grew pumpkins the next year, and we got 9 pumpkins out of it. My accident,
Because my neighbor has started throwing away her corn stalks, and I'm like, wait a minute. If the pumpkins are already out, I might decorate this weekend my porch.
Mhm.
I do the stalks on each side and a pumpkin. My mums, and my mums are full. My poppies and mums.
I used to like making scarecrows with the kids' old clothes, stuff them with the
Yeah.
leaves,
Yeah, it's fun. Do you like pumpkin? I mean, do you like pumpkin flavored things? Pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie,
I like the
pumpkin
pie.
color?
I like pumpkin muffins from Dunkin' Donuts, the ones you take a bite
Ooh.
out of and they explode everywhere.
Oh, wow, that
There's no
sounds
way
good.
to eat them without them exploding all over your car, but they're good. But I'm not one of those chicks like the pumpkin coffee chicks and all that. I haven't tried it. I don't think it sounds good to me, so I don't get what the thing is with that. I know a lot of girls like the pumpkin in their coffee.
Yeah, I like the pumpkin flavored creamer because it tastes like you're literally having a pumpkin pie for breakfast. Yeah. Only you're drinking it because you're on the go.
Right.
And you don't have time to chew, people. We need to drink our pie.
I've
I
had a sip of
grow.
the pumpkin beer before because I thought, why would pumpkin be in like beer? But it doesn't taste like you think it would, and it's pretty good.
It's very high in vitamin D. Chaos and Roses says, I grow carving and baking pumpkins. I hate pumpkin flavor anything, but I will eat one piece of pie at Thanksgiving. Yum. Yeah, I do too, Nitro. I just love all those fall spices, and ginger is easy on my tummy.
I used to take
Will
that
you talk for a
for
minute
car
while I go
sickness. Car
monetize
sickness.
this? I completely forgot to do that. Can you
Now,
talk for just a
yeah,
minute? Let me.
sure. I'll keep talking. I don't know anything about that or if I'm supposed to do that before my videos, but I thought it was automatic. I didn't know you have to shut it off or turn it on or anything like that. So, but actually, you got a super chat, so maybe you are. Let me see. Earlier in the show, the Cheshire Cat donated $3 super sticker. So I can't tell in the StreamYard, of course, but do y'all see the little money sign? Is it there? I think it's on. I'll just keep reading these. Pumpkin pancakes. That sounds good. That probably tastes like a dessert right there. Peachy pie made at home. I never grew before because I thought they were illegal. Turns out you can grow the Hungarian blue for seeds to sprinkle on homemade bread. What are we talking about? I gotta back up for that one. What would be illegal to grow? I missed that. I'm trying to
Okay.
find it, but I can't. Oh, poppies. I have lots of poppies. I love poppies. I love how they look. They
Like
look
lemon
almost
poppy seed muffins. Oh, I love that. Like lemon poppy
not
seed. I love that. No?
not well, I think I know what he's talking about. I
You
have
mean
the
the
red
flower?
poppies.
Oh,
Right,
got
but
ya.
there's not the drug one. I
Mm.
don't know how that goes or how they survive or anything like that, but I think most seeds are treated, so that can't be done. They're either heat treated or something like that. I know that some people have reported to failed drug tests for eating poppy bagels, and that can happen. But it's
She's
not like
hungry
you,
for.
but you don't eat it and get high from it because they're treated. But you can still fail a drug test. That's what I've heard anyway.
You
It's
made it
not
home,
something I would
Peachy.
buy and sprinkle on my food.
I think everybody likes that you're going live now, Sarah, and you got your intro that makes everyone cry. It's awesome.
Cry?
Just kidding.
Oh.
Everyone's going, I love you, Sarah.
I just try. I mean,
A
I'm random
tearjerker,
as
man.
hell.
It's beautiful.
Well, thanks.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
I didn't mean it to be. I'm
No,
just
I
random
mean
as
it in a
hell.
good way.
I'm random as hell, and I just basically am just filling in space, letting people comment, having this. I just like having fun and having discussions with people. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? And yeah, I want to
Yeah.
do art and stuff like that, but I'm ADD as fuck, and I'm just doing the best I can right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just winging it.
Did you get you some gummies?
I didn't take any, but I did see your recommendation yesterday to take some.
I'm
Thank you
much
for recommending
funnier.
that.
I'm much
I've been
funnier.
told I am. I've been told I am. I don't know. Maybe I should.
My sister told me that she has a company. She lives in Asheville, North Carolina, where it's like the Southern Haight-Ashbury, and she was telling me about a place that delivers literally to her door. This what's it called? Delta what? No, it's
There's
another
Delta
one.
8, 9,
Yeah, it was a different
11.
one, and it sounded like one that you know what? I wonder if that would help some girl's pain. Now that I think about it, but she uses it for her pain. She's had some painful tragedies in her life, car accident and that sort of thing, and
Hmm.
she was had an accident with bacon grease, and
Oh
she
shit.
slipped and fell in the
Oh
kitchen and
shit.
had like major burns, and so she's turned to CBD through the years. She's like 3 years older than me, and she was telling me, yeah, this is the flower you should try, and this, that, and the other. And I thought that's kind of neat that they'll like literally bring, now in Colorado, it's the real flower, it's the real deal. They bring it, and the truck looks like an Amazon truck, only it's got like weed on the outside, and it's called the Weed
Cool.
Man.
Well, we have
It's
delivery
called the Weed
people.
Man.
There's
You
people that
do?
deliver. I mean,
Really?
years ago, one of my coworkers gave me a phone number to one, and he like does the menu and delivers to your door. I'm like, this sounds sketchy. Is that
I know,
legal?
me too. That's what I thought. I'm just going to
But
the store.
But they have drive all the dispensaries are drive up now. That started near C, I think, where you could just place an order on the menu online and you can go pick it up in the parking lot. You don't even have to go inside if you don't want. You'll just show your
Hmm.
ID and then they'll give you your order if that's your
Hmm.
thing, you know? That's what I heard anyways. They're
Well,
expensive though.
there's a CBD store literally in the same parking lot as my apartment complex, so we can like literally walk to it. But I
Hmm.
thought that was kind of neat that they have their own delivery service now, just like
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah. Yep.
It just seems like we would have never thunk this in the 80s, right?
Hmm.
What was someone saying this morning about the 80s? It was AB. Were you in his
I
chat
was
this
in there for a
morning
couple minutes.
till he started talking about communism? I'm just kidding.
No, I caught a couple minutes of Ziggy something and then I forget why. But I was doing something else and it like shut off. I forgot to
No,
go
he
back.
was talking about the standardized where everyone gets a check. It would he and his
Socialism?
philosophy is that yeah, socialism. His thought process was it would put an end to the e-beggars.
I don't think it would. They would just burn it up and still ask. I don't think there's any cure for it, except for doing things that people do online, like exposing videos and everything.
Hmm.
That's probably your best bet against that. And if that's what he was doing, is that what AB was doing with Ziggy? Does anyone know? I only caught a few minutes of it, but I mean, I know
He
that
was using her for an example, definitely, and saying that if
she has
there
a lot of
was,
subs.
if there was, I wish I could think of the word he called it, where everybody gets this check. I wish I could think of the name of it. Like a dividend.
Yeah.
All I could think about was I think it was my 20s is when I got my first unemployment check. I wasn't behaving real well when I got that. So I don't know. And for someone like me who was a commissioned sales rep, I was incentivized to work because if I didn't tap dance, I didn't eat, right?
Right.
And so I don't see how that would necessarily help some people. Some people are shitty money managers.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, I
some people
better.
just ain't good at it.
That's true. Mermaid, I will look into that. I didn't know, but usually I like when the storms start because I'll be out there when there's
Kind of like
nobody
this,
there. I will be out storm chasing.
like, say you might be really good at managing your money monthly, but I could decorate real good.
Yeah, everybody has their strengths.
Right, right. We might be poor, but it's pretty.
Man, I'm sorry. By the way, Chaos, I didn't get to say it yet. Besides to the chat, my beagle, I took her to the vet, and we discovered kind of late, at one point that she had cancer and it had already spread. There was nothing we could do, and it was so fast, like we only had a couple days after finding out. That's how spread it was. They kept her overnight and tried to do some treatments, but there was nothing we could do. So I
I'm
understand
very
how painful that
sorry.
is, and I do feel for you because I know how pets are. They're
Yes.
literally my family to me. Family.
Sarah, is your town preparing for the storm?
I didn't know of any, so I better look into that. That's what I was saying. I better pay attention to the weather.
We'll be praying
Thank you
for
for the
you.
heads up. Because it's starting to be, this is just about the start for us for hurricane season. And I don't know if in my intro, you might remember there's some houses on the stilts like that, on the coast like that. That's how they, even back behind the road, that's all the houses right there near where the storm surge is. They're all up on poles and stilts like that so that the water can go underneath, and not. Some of the houses actually have washed out to sea during some of the hurricanes. They'll take your house right away.
That sounds scary as heck.
It sounds like losing a lot of money too. A lot of them are summer. People aren't even in them when it happens. They'll just come to go to their house and it's gone. But I like to go out and look for things when there's a storm. A good storm.
Yeah.
That's when I'm out treasure hunting.
That's when you see your gemstones come up.
Yeah, everything's washed up and comes out when
Arrowheads.
it gets all stirred up. Exactly.
She said, "Pay
Hurricane.
attention, it's a hurricane."
Is it big? Does anyone know about this? I wonder where it is. I'm gonna have to look this up right after this. You got me all. The big
Thank you,
thing is
Holly
you got to
Dolly.
get the milk and bread, and my generator's jacked up, so I better get that looked at. Figure out what's wrong with that, because that's important right there. Matter of fact.
What are you
Thank you for
making
that.
today? I hear your machine back there going.
That is an air conditioner.
It
But
sounds
now
like
I'm thinking
a grind, or like a key maker kind of thing.
I do have those.
You do?
I do like my tools.
You have a tool belt?
No, I don't. I have a bucket.
Mm.
Shit, that'll make my pants fall off. Let me see here. What about the hurricane here? It's supposed to hit hard. Heading north. Oh, it's over Bermuda. Okay, so I got a little time. You ever find a pink stone or an opal? What do you like rose quartz?
I can get that real easy.
Opals? Yeah, you're in the mine, actual. That place you went to with your kid to do the mine stuff was like, I wouldn't
Yeah,
even,
we're
they'd have
thinking
to kick
about
me
going
out.
back now that it's not so hot. I'd love to go back to the gym on.
It's probably a lot better without the humidity.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look on the beaches off South Shore. Yeah. Oh, I know about that ship. See, there's a lot of history here and a literal
Peachy
pirate
is
ship.
saying she wants some pink stone or an opal.
Yeah, yeah,
That
I did
pink,
see that.
the
Very
pink.
nice, Roy boy. You know about that. Well, there's ships, a lot of
Pink
pirate ships
quartz.
and everything have crashed
Yeah.
around. It's a rich history. So there's been
You like
ships
that
that
gamer
washed
girl?
up Gypsy on beaches. Literal pirate ships have washed up parts of them.
It's funny.
Depends what beach you're on.
Yeah, but we love to go gem mining. There was a
I want
gem
gold coins.
show this past weekend, but it got rained out. I guess all the storms and stuff. Oh,
What did
let's
she
see. What
say?
was I
She likes the
gonna?
Ernie stuff. Shells and fossils. That's right. Gotta look at the Doppler.
He looks all sassy here, don't he? Like, what?
Yeah,
What,
that's a good
Gypsy and
one.
Sarah?
You might
What?
want to use that.
Don't he look like? I bet he does want to use it. He looks good with blonde hair. You think he's ever been to blonde?
Maybe he should get a wig. 1 second. I gotta grab something. What in the hell did you do to Constance? I caught the very end.
Did you see at the bottom where she says, "I love you"?
No, I didn't. I just caught a flash of it before it was over.
I just want to love you. I'm your biggest fan. You would just act right, Sarah.
I'm sorry.
I'm just
I'm so
gonna
sorry.
hobble you until you act right. I'm
I'm
just
so
gonna
sorry.
hobble you.
Are you gonna smack me with your pamphlets?
It is funny how it's gotten the conversation of cult mentality across the board over here in this community. It is a topic that it isn't something to laugh about. It's a reality for some people.
There's a lot of cult-like tendencies, and that's why it was very ironic when you see some people teaching about the cult mentalities when I've literally seen the same cult-like behaviors in others that might be part of
Hmm.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird.
The
It's very
importance
ironic.
of critical thinking and going and getting information from various places, not just one source, but various sources, and doing your own research and not just blindly following everybody else because it's the path less resistant. And when they were calling you passive aggressive yesterday, I believe, Sarah, you're passive aggressive. It's like, no, someone came to your defense and said, no, you just don't like that she's not caving to what you want her to say and do.
Yeah, if you don't like the answer. I really wish I saw some of these comments now. I'm glad you saw them.
Go back and watch that live that you had with Mama T, and
I was
the
trying to
chat
lay
is
it
still
on.
there,
I
unless
was
she's.
trying to lay it on to a point where I know that sometimes when like they say, you catch more flies with honey. The minute you raise your voice or get loud, that's instantly going to set defense mode for many, and I already know this. So a lot of people say, like, you're patient, or how do you do that? I just, I've learned a lot of
Yeah.
patience over the years, and I know that if I keep an even keel, I'm more likely to get across than if I start yelling. And once I start raising my voice, people immediately go to defense, and then they'll start yelling. You know what I mean? That's how the fights happen here. I'm legitimately trying to get through. I know it's not much of a chance, but maybe one person heard something, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Shannon. Shannon came up on my panel and she said her feelings, and she expressed it in her Shannon way, and I did appreciate hers too.
This is sort of where we were talking about don't go recruiting. If you hate me alone. Don't be out there lying about me, trying to recruit people to hate you with them.
Yep. We see that often, don't we?
Yeah, that's where the pamphlets come in, and what you called termed propaganda that she was showing, very limited, clipped, narrow-minded agenda-driven material.
Agenda narrative driven, totally. And you might not see it until it happens to you, and then it's obviously more obvious, more apparent, I
Right.
guess you could say. Like when I just saw that video clipped, the short with Nicolina, for instance, that I was referencing yesterday. If you go watch it, you'll understand. It's like one of her last shorts. It's got Nicolina on the front, and she's trying to imply Nicolina's going to give me the boot next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with the
Right.
conversation.
That's exactly that self-fulfilled prophecy, putting that out there and wanting it to happen.
You want me to get the boot so bad just to be right. A lot of people do. I get it.
I love curry. Curry is really good for turmeric is really good for you.
Oh, did you go up
I
too? Did you go up too, Sapphire? Thank you, Sapphire. By the way, I didn't know. See, I don't know who heard what. I never said I was going over there to anyone, so I don't really know who heard it. It was kind of random. I saw the link from Nicolina, and I'm like, yeah, I'll try this today.
Yeah, like this. You're too needy. That's putting that bullshit out there like that. And I believe this was Lips apologizing. And they were saying, put your swords down. And rabbits. This is over at Rabbits.
Oh,
And
wow.
D-Boss said, I never had a sword, just hurt by many swords. And Lips apologizes here and says, I apologize to Nicolina for blaming her all the time for the things and overreacting to her stuff.
Wow. Look at Ray Jones. Well, I never would have expected that. Not that it was direct or anything, but I wouldn't expect to see that, so.
Well, I saw Stacey May over with Nicolina and Rabbit at Days last night, and
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I wouldn't expect that either.
Right. People were being
Just never know.
amicable. Sorry, Maggie, but people were being nice to one another.
I like
It
an
was
eclectic chat. I like when they're all different, you know what I mean? I like being in one like that. Get shit talked about, you know?
This is another topic that came up in the middle of the night. Kim and Ellie are back with crack and some cases.
Crack with cases? Cases with crack?
Isn't that crack and some cases? Or
All right. I
cases
thought you were
and
talking.
crack, or
I
crack
thought
on
you meant they're
cases, or
on crack.
cases on crack.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cases while cracking. Crack
Do you see
lacking.
it?
Let me see.
Let me move this banner here. It's hiding part of the. There it goes.
Crack. He's bugging out, huh?
Big Tom with no shame.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all.
Sapphire
Yes,
has an
absolutely.
announcement to
Come
make.
on up. Come on
Come
up.
on the panel. Come on with it.
Come on.
Oh, thank you, Gamer Girl. You know, I forgot also, like, you just reminded me with your little post there. D-Boss was in the chat too, and I just wanted her to know, like, something I had heard that I expressed to her was when they, you know, got removed from their chat or whatever, I specifically remembered traders inviting her and saying, you can still come in this chat. They just removed them from that Mean Girl chat, but they were still,
Good to
you
see
know,
you too, Manchester Vicky.
they still were welcome to come around, is what I'm saying. That's what I remember traders saying anyway.
Was your name on there, Kimkins? I don't even think I was looking.
Crack
Was
with
you
the
on there?
cases. Get her done.
Yeah. It was something else, man. He was high, man. I don't care what he says. Come over here. I'll go toe
Snoopaloop,
to
he's
toe
my
with you.
boy.
I'll go toe to toe with you.
Snoopaloop.
Cracking pipes. Who said that? That's hilarious.
Yeah, I never knew what happened to
Let me
them.
move this picture here of Snoop Dogg.
Snoop-a-loop.
All right.
Hey,
Hey,
birthday girl.
Sapphire. Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
You look
Hello.
beautiful for 25.
25 plus 25 plus 4. Thank you, beautiful ladies. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. I had an amazing birthday, and I owe it to my kids and
That's
to
awesome.
my whole entire family that I have here in our community, because you guys made my day just amazing and special.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Woo!
Even in the middle of the night, I got a phone call that woke me up. It was my mom.
Oh.
Was her, and it was happy birthday. And I said, "Oh, thank you, Mom." And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I woke you up." And I'm like, "It's okay. It's all right." And she's like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't call all day. I was sleeping." No, Mom, I understand. It's all okay. Thank you so much. I love you for it. And she's, "Okay, well, I love you. And, well, I'm going to let you go back to that." I mean, it was the cutest little phone call. My mom was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, I feel bad for her because, see, I didn't know that there was different dementias.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, I was never versed on all this stuff. I knew there was dementia. I knew there was Alzheimer's. And I even knew with I didn't know with the Alzheimer's, like there's a frontal lobe one and something like that. But
yeah,
that's as far as I ever really knew about it. But with my mom, and she lives back in Vegas. So, I never heard about it, and I looked it up, and, it was talking about things, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." And because everything everybody was telling me is she's having all these hallucinations all the time.
Oh.
And so my physical therapist, going in and seeing her, we were talking one day, and she was telling me both of her parents have dementia. And I'm like, "Oh my grace." I mean, to have one parent is hard enough, but both of them, and at the same time, like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
It's like
And
a double
so,
whammy.
right. So I brought it to her. I said, and I was trying to remember the name of it. And I was like, it was Louis something. She goes, "Oh my God, your mom has Louis bodies." And I said, "Yeah." She said, "That is the worst one."
Hmm.
And I was like,
Oh,
"Oh
boy.
no." And she goes, "Well, did she see little green men?" And I said, well, no, I haven't heard that one yet." I'm like, "Does that happen?" And she goes, "Yeah, And I said, "Well, the thing is, she's seeing spirits everywhere.
Oh,
And this is like 24/7. And nobody believes her. Except, when she talks to me, I believe her. She lives with my niece, and she argues with her and said, which is cruel. Even if you don't believe in it, don't argue with my mom. Just listen to her.
Yeah, there's
Talk to
ways to
her.
deal with it.
Right. Comfort her. You know?
And
My
arguing with someone with
mother-in-law
any
had
dementia is not cool.
my
Right.
mother-in-law had dementia, and I was pregnant with Charlie, so this would have been 14 years ago.
Okay.
And she was, I want to say, in her 80s. And we had zero knowledge and experience with it, so we didn't know what to expect. And
Right.
she would have bouts of when she would see me pregnant. He looks a lot like her husband, his father, and she would think that he had gotten me pregnant. And it was awful trying to explain to her that no,
Oh.
this is your son, not your husband, and
Oh.
and I'm not shacked up with him in the bedroom here.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a magic
Gosh.
carpet ride every day is the only way I could describe it, 'cause
Right.
you never knew what we were gonna talk about. Some days she was very lucid, and we would sit on the porch. They lived out in the country on our porch swing, and she would tell fond memories of when he was a little boy, and then there was times when she just would look dead at him and thought that was her husband, and he had
Right.
gotten me pregnant.
Wow.
And she was not gonna take her medicine when she thought that.
It's
You
such a
was not
shame.
She was not gonna take her medicine. She didn't trust you then.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, like all these things that are
So
happening
are
to them.
delusions lies? That's what we were talking about yesterday. Are delusions lies?
No.
Like we say with Ernie. Do you think that he believes his delusions so much that he could pass a polygraph?
I believe
I have a relative that would.
I
Yeah,
believe that
me
he
too.
could at times on certain things.
Certain
And
things, I
because
agree.
I have seen people not, they believe so much in their delusions, their
Yes.
shit, their lies, that, there's been
Hey, Freeside.
guilty people that have passed polygraphs. And that's why they are not admissible in court.
Let's just take for instance, and I'm neither Republican or Democrat today asking this question.
Okay.
Do you think that if Biden took a polygraph, the questions that they would ask him, would he even understand?
No.
You're right. It could be anything. What did you have for breakfast? I don't
Right.
think that he would be able to do that without cue cards.
I agree. And he fucks the cue cards up. That's what's so funny.
That's why they don't let him talk. Man, you can't even get the cue cards right.
Oh my God. He'll come up with some shit. And oh my God, I laugh. And I mean, because, the sad part is this is our poor country, but at the same time, I mean, we gotta laugh because,
Right.
I mean, yeah,
That's how you handle stress, right?
that's the way I always handle it.
Me too.
I mean, no matter how mad I'll be about something, and this and that, but the stuff that comes out of my mouth makes me stop and laugh. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. That is hilarious.
Okay, so Consuki wants me to look up the definition of delusions. So let's look it up. Delusions. Meaning by definition. Here we go. It says it is a noun. Delusions is a noun, a false belief or judgment about external reality held despite incontrovertible evidence to the contrary, occurring especially in mental conditions. He began to experience hallucinations, delusions, anxiety, and agitation, along with dizziness and nausea. Now, when we confront Ernie, don't he get sick?
Yes.
He really does, doesn't he?
Yes. And a lot of people do. I've seen it. Now, the one thing about that definition that stood out to me, they say a false reality.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sorry. I believe that's an opinion statement.
Somewhat, I thought that too.
The reason and I'm sure you'll agree with this, the reason I am saying that is that because it might not be our reality, but it's that person's reality of what they're going through at that moment, especially when you're talking about a mental condition or a disease. You know, that's the reality.
Right.
You know, just like we're talking with my mom, she's seeing these spirits and all, especially a lot of little kids ones, you know, coming in. Like a little girl keeps hiding behind her
Oh
chair.
man.
Okay, now on
Yeah.
this, not trying to give him an out. I'm not trying to give him out. I just had a mother that was schizophrenic and believed her own delusions, no matter how long we argued about it. She believed it to be true. How the way that we sort of browbeat him, this he believes it to be true. He, like those videos that they were showing yesterday when Sarah was up there. I think he really believes he was stalked.
Yes.
Well, when you have a crowd of people that are constantly behind you, encouraging and
Right.
doing that stuff, it doesn't help. It
Right.
actually makes
Yeah.
it worse. It makes it worse for both parties.
Right. And you know, like I will keep going back to the short time that I spent with Ernie, of talking with him.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most realist I've ever seen Ernie, ever. And
Right.
I literally enjoyed his friendship. I did.
I
I'm not
know.
ashamed to admit it. I'm not ashamed, you know, like.
Same
And
here. I mean, we really enjoyed him. I mean, when he's in that right frame of mind.
Ernie is got a good personality. He's funny. He's corny. He will do off the wall shit. And I mean, those are all great traits. You know, like it's the trying to get something for nothing.
Yeah.
That's what we're like, Ernie, that don't work. And
Right.
you're too old for this shit. You're not a kid anymore. You know? And then turning around and misleading a very susceptible crowd into some bullshit and putting fear into them. That's when it
The way you
becomes
said
wrong.
that. Just some
Yeah.
bullshit. Right.
I like how
Yeah.
you say that.
Just some bullshit.
It's true.
There's no
And,
other word for it.
right. And I have talked to Tina, Mama T. I have talked to her about the same thing in private. I have talked to
Now, I
her.
found it interesting yesterday that Tina said, similarly, said to Easy, I'm wanting to also know why Ernie came into our life and why
I heard
after
that.
Ernie came into our life, all this bullshit happened behind it.
Yes.
That
Yes.
stood out to me too.
Yep. Yep. I'm a huge watcher and listener. You know, like a lot of people, they don't. I mean, I'm not big chatting in the chats and stuff. I'll come in. I try to chat. I just type slow, and I have to put my reading glasses on. It's irritating to
It's
me.
effort sometimes, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It sounds like all of our radars went up for that one then.
Yeah,
Facts.
and
Facts.
him being paid to go through all the trial stuff and the people that surrounded the trial.
That was interesting.
Uh-huh.
Right.
It's like, so are we in an episode of what was it called? 21 Jump Street? Are we among a bunch of CIs and we don't know it?
You know,
I mean, because he's my children's age. And if they were to start their own YouTube channel, they wouldn't behave that way. And they wouldn't know to do the things that they do, and they wouldn't ask the things that they ask, and they wouldn't hang out with the people that he's hanging out with. It stands
like
out like a sore
Easy.
thumb. Yeah.
Okay. Um, I see what you're saying, but and this is my opinion, so I don't want anybody to run to him and report he's being talked about.
No tattletales here,
Please,
y'all.
please don't report back to him and say, there's Auntie talking about you and saying, no, I'm not.
Well, at least we
Stop
try to
it.
choose our words carefully when we're saying that, you know. I think we do.
100%. We do.
We're entitled to have opinions.
Right. Well.
Presentation is
No.
everything, though. And that's
Not
left out
according
sometimes.
Not according to the YouTube police.
True.
They're
They're
not
always
allowed to have
watching.
opinions.
They're always
Only if
watching.
it's theirs. But in my opinion, the statement that was made, I was paid to come here and this and this and that, it's a lie. It's a lie. Bullshit. No. No. It's I'd rather
He was paid to deep dive the case.
I can't because
You don't think so?
No.
Just someone in the chat said, this is interesting. Here's $150. Deep dive it for me.
Okay, now Tina's chat, okay, I say Tina. I should say Mama T, so everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I just T43. Okay,
That's a good
everybody.
way.
That's what I'll say. T43. I just have a hard time saying her screen name. Now T43's chat, they'll believe anything. Okay, and I'm not talking bad about the people. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. If T43 or Ernie told them that a frog crawled out of the air conditioning vent on the wall and came across and said, "Go be for the children," they would believe it. Okay, but it didn't happen.
So why do you think he told her that? What kind of narrative is he trying to start?
He's up on, in my opinion, he's up on his own panel, making himself look more important than what he is. I mean, anybody that goes by
I personally think the rap thing is a front.
Yes.
I mean, that couldn't be more of a joke, but that's not,
Well,
I'm not even looking at that as something serious.
We've seen where
real
a lot of the stuff was borrowed.
Yeah.
From other rappers and things like that. We've already
That makes it seem even more 21 Jump Street-ish, though.
Well, no.
Yeah, he's far from Johnny Depp.
That was weird. The other rapper, you mean, the Ontario rapper?
Yes.
Right.
That was That was surprising to me.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Well, maybe I should rephrase that. Okay, continue.
Right.
My bad.
No, you're fine, honey. You're
My
fine.
bad.
Okay. The thing that got me from the beginning was the God's favorite. Okay.
I know, right?
That's I'm sorry, that's some punk ass shit to say. Because what the fuck? Everyone on this earth is God's favorite. Everyone. And here's the thing, and I don't want to get too deep on this subject too, because it would be off track. But all of us humans on earth have something very special in us, and it's called the God gene. And it is God within us. God is inside of us. And if people don't realize that, please look into it because it's real. It is real and it is a true fact. And that is why the human species here on Earth is so special, because we are the only species as this far from however long of time that has the God gene.
Yeah.
And I believe that is why we have been studied by other species off this world, and plus a lot of other stuff that goes on. But okay, so that's off topic and I'll shut up there.
No,
But
I've been there totally when I've smoked a lot and gone to the alien stuff, and I'm like, we're in a big ant farm stuff, so I know what you're saying there, but I'm totally with you on
Are
that.
you surprised, Nicolina, that he didn't find anything he felt derogatory on Jimbo's part? Are you surprised at that?
Oh, Nicolina, good point.
okay, okay. Does anybody want to hear my theory of why?
Yes.
I do
Yep.
not believe. Okay. Easy was found. Okay. The whole thing is, the whole reason that Easy did come over here or knows our community is because we were told about the Thorpe community, or channel.
Right.
Grace Thorpe and them and her father. We were told about them by Dark Tina.
Bye, Nitro. Thank you for coming.
And Dark Tina was like, y'all need to go check them out. Like, this is some crazy shit. And this and that. So we went over there to check them out. I was grossed out. And I was like, yeah, I can't really with this. I mean, I chatted like one time in the thing and was messing with a few people laughing and this and that. But that was it.
Right.
But when we went over there, because the stands people watches us from the bushes, and everywhere we go, they will go to try to say, "Oh, don't talk to them. They're the devil." Okay, it's exactly right. That's exactly what they did. They ran up
They
in the
did.
chat and started the, "Oh, Nicolina, the mean girls, blah blah blah. They're the devils. They're this. They're that. They're shit. Don't talk to
I
them."
had a
Blah blah blah.
talk with Nitro. I had a talk with Nitro actually about this last night. Funny you say that, but he's probably already gone. But yes, you're right.
Right.
That is what happens everywhere.
And so that is what happened when we went over there to check out Grace Thorpe and her dad. So Nicolina did talk with Grace and them a little bit, and they came over to some of our panels and this and that. I had a talk with Grace and her dad on Izzy's panel one day.
Mhm.
That was interesting. But and I tried to give some advice. What my opinions on something. So now Easy was in that community over there that Grace Thorpe and all them are in, with
Mhm.
all those strange people of that guy they call Hormaxer and this and that. I've never watched it. I'm no. Those just aren't my things.
Nope.
And I don't troll. So with the girls, if they go and do stuff and that, I'll sit back and laugh and watch or whatever, and things. But I leave out for them. It's funny.
All right.
So now when that'll happen, that's how Easy got to know who we were, and I mean we, as in Nicolina, the Mean Girls.
Mhm.
Okay, Nick P-bombed a few times, this and that, on the Torps and everything. Did some ornery shit with them and everything. Well, then when we seen Betty Washam doing an interview with that Hormaxer guy.
Yes.
That was so freaking disgusting. And
Yes.
she
Creeper vibes.
totally,
Creeper vibes.
right, she totally was pimping her kid out and everything else. So as I say, well, as we, Nicolina, did a live about it. And we were like, oh, hell no. You know,
Right.
that is predator moves out of Betty Washam. That's disgusting.
Right.
We found out it wasn't the first time. And that's what made us kind of deep dive into her more, too. That is, and we had seen her over there at Grace Thorpe's, and schmoozing with all them. Well, she was already schmoozing up with Hormaxer, Easy, all of those people, right? Betty was.
Right.
Okay, so once Nicolina did the live on Betty, that's when Easy came in to Nicolina's panel, acting like a big baby and crying and all of that stuff. And well, you're so wrong and treating us unfair. You know, I mean, literally acting like a baby. Well, we all know, my sister, you're not gonna act like a grown man, act like a baby. She's gonna toy with you like she's a cat playing with the mouse.
Yeah.
She does that. It's fun to her. It's hilarious to watch. Well, that's how Easy came into us. That's when he started going on his channel. That's when he started. And so then Nick was nice to him and said, all right, look, I'll be nicer to you and everything. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, of course, Ernie, you know, was talking with us at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Ernie always wants attention too. So he went over there. We were over there. We told Ernie, don't. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because of course Jim or the stands people, same thing. Run over there. They're the devil. They're the devil. Stay away. So all this fighting went on, and it morphed from there. And
Right.
Connie got her Sasquatch claws into Easy, and she hasn't got off his back since. I mean, she's riding like Dora Explorer's backpack on Easy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's doing. So tell me, that's exactly how it fucking went down. Who paid him to come here? Not a motherfucker. He's a liar. So, the end.
If someone paid him to look into the case, though, I think that's what he meant, like
Right.
the actual trial itself. And there was a couple people in the chat commenting like, "Don't tell, don't say who it is." But I don't know if any of them know. But I mean, you think that's possible? It was just for the trial?
No.
Because I know there's a
No.
couple haters.
Or to sort of give Connie backup.
And then here's the thing. I did deep dive into Ernie. I did 4 episodes about him, and I had it all down, and it took you guys 2 years.
No.
Okay, and he don't even know backstories, back this, back that. You know, he knows cherry pick shit, all of these things. He's full of shit. Just same thing about with the stand. Oh, I know all about it. I had 2 interviews with Jimbo.
I know, only 2.
Yeah.
And he's had how many with Ernie? I
He
mean,
had,
I'm not trying to simp for Ernie, but it does seem like and Yeah, Maggie, you can rest easy today because I really kind of don't feel like that he's really giving Jimbo enough credit.
Thank you, MJ. Nobody played him. Nobody paid him. And I almost fell out of my chair when Tina was like, "I watch you, and you're so good at this, and you're so."
Yep.
Wait, you're the Predator Hunter Nation, and you're coming in saying the boy that did four interviews or 4 lives about Ernie and knew more than us battling with him for 2 years. Okay. You did 2 with Jimbo, and you know more than us for 2 years. He don't know the backstories. He don't know shit with it.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I paid Speakeasy to do this.
You did not.
I did.
Lies.
I've got the cash app to prove it.
She's telling lies.
What do you think about what they were saying over in Griff's chat about having Leslie's LE family in his back pocket in Kentucky? Really?
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Is Griff
I
in
don't watch Griff.
Kentucky?
Is
Is he
who?
local to them?
Griff?
Yeah. What is his dog in the fight? Is what I'm asking.
He's a
Why-
grifter.
Oh,
Griff is in the
okay.
name.
Right. I mean, honestly, all these people like that we've been mentioning, they're grifters. That's all of their dog in the fight. They are grifters. They're here seeing, oh, this is a community that I could go in and make easy money on.
Alabama. Okay.
And that's all it is. It's a quick payday. Now,
Oh.
in God's favorite's mind, he's going to become this amazing YouTube legend. Well, okay, I hope it works out for you. But, it
He
is what it
talks
is.
so fast it's hard to follow.
Well, it's a lot of word salad, honestly.
Yeah.
It's because there's no substance in it.
I have a
Yeah,
hard time
everything's
understanding
GD
him.
and everything's effing and everything's GD and everything's effing and your point
Right.
gets lost among the.
It does.
It's mumbling.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, real quick, because what my original, and then now I'm gonna, well, no, it's kind of on the same thing. It's a grifter. My announcement that I had. Okay. We all know the true crime community, the part with bombshell in them.
Yeah.
Okay, and we know the history on those people. Whatever.
Right. Right.
Guess who's in their chat? In her chats. I bet nobody can guess.
Miss
In,
Kirby.
It's somebody from over on this side.
in Bombshell's chat?
Right.
Okay, I don't really know her except for when Savage did some videos on her.
Right. I know of her. I tried watching her thing once because of the things I heard. And
Yeah.
I couldn't watch her over 5 minutes. I had to go.
Yeah, I think that's what I did.
Right. You're kind of like, yeah, okay. And I know Savage and them, they come heavy on their receipts. So I have, and plus, I've come to learn a lot more disgusting stuff that she has done. So, yeah.
Maybe I should learn. So is the person you're talking about, are they like a member or just somebody that chats a lot in there?
Well, I guess they're new and obviously, they've kind of been exiled out of our community.
Oh,
and so
kissing
now
butt.
they've had to kind of go find a new community.
I see.
Can you guys guess who it is?
Liberators?
Bing, 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 bing.
No way. I
You
forgot
win the
about them.
prize.
No friggin' way. No friggin' way.
Yep.
They starting over? Oh, I gotta
Yep.
see this.
With the same name?
Yep.
Is her channel, is it
Oh.
called Bombshell Reloaded or Bombshell? Bombshell?
Bombshell
Bombshell?
Reloaded, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
Is she the one that posted the autopsy pictures? Was that
Uh,
her?
no, no.
Okay.
But
Okay.
she does a lot of doxing. She does a lot of dirty shit. She really did some horrific stuff to Veloma.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
I
you
didn't know she
guys,
messed with her. She seems so nice.
she is so nice. She is a wonderful person. Um, you guys know what Jimbo did about my son. Yeah,
Yes.
Bombshell. And TM did that and worse to Veloma about her son.
Really? What the
Yeah,
hell, man?
yeah. Disgusting. Disgusting. I don't have no room for people like that. Like,
Well, that's terrible.
right,
This is Zap Girl shared the autopsy. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Oh, right. I think I
yeah,
remember that name now.
right. So, I mean, we know about the true crime community because a lot of us came from there. Um,
Right.
in a lot of the channels I did. And that's how I tripped and fell over here. But which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in that community over there. Um, I've seen a lot of stuff and it really disgusted me. Um, I I
Hmm.
I
Got
think
me
there's a
thinking.
lot of good true crime creators.
There's
I
loads
think
out there. Loads.
right. I think there's a lot of good of ones, and yes, I feel they should have memberships and super chats and those things. I agree with it. But there's also a lot of them over there grifting off the backs of people's children in the worst way. And it's fucking gross. It's something
Yeah.
gross. You know? So oh my gosh. If I heard somebody was doing my child's case
Right.
and they didn't ask me, and so y'all would see me flip my shit.
Oh,
Mine
naturally.
was kind of tried in chats because of how she died. During the commission of a crime, and she was, not where she was supposed to be at the time, and so I saw people they would say, why didn't you teach your daughter to know better than to be in a drug house to begin with? This is your fault. Why didn't you raise her right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
And
got all
that's
kinds of
actual
shit.
victim
Even
shaming.
even my own family judged me
Right.
during that time, threatened to take the younger ones, and it's like she was 23 years old.
Right.
I
That's
don't know
fucking
what y'all wanted
disgusting.
me to do because I did go down there and we did put her in the car and we did drive her back
Right.
home and then we get up in the morning, she would be gone.
Right.
And I
I
don't know
mean,
how many times that happened to us, and literally
She had no
devoted my whole
control.
life to her and raising her son. And even right now, I'm being judged on how I raised him. So it's just so I I
I
I I do go through that, and I'm
right.
I'm gonna tell you, you'll get through it.
All right.
Those that are like,
Right.
"Well, I can't believe that they said X, Y, and Z." Well, believe it, because that's kind of what society does. As far back as Jesus' days, we judged one another. Like it or not, we do.
Right.
And
Well,
so I expected it. I totally expected it, and what I did was started my own Facebook page about it.
yeah. Oh yeah. I
I didn't
trust
want to
me.
take their voice away. Just don't take mine away either, I mean, I
Right.
expected it because of how she died. So,
But
and I
no,
expected the judgments, and at times there was some sadomasochism going on there where I felt like I deserved it, you know? And,
you didn't deserve it. You don't deserve it. And you know what? There should have been no reason for the judgment. You know what? None of us can walk in each other's shoes. And that was bullshit, Gypsy. You didn't deserve that. And I'm telling you from mama to mama, you didn't.
Neither of you did.
No. No. You know, the stories and the lies that were made up about my son when nobody even knows what happened, because it's something I never put out, you know, how
but let me
fucking
put it
dare.
this way. I'm gonna just put it out there because everybody's been doxxed in this community. Jody Farr, that is a very prominent name in the city my daughter was murdered in. It is a very southern, good old boys town that is
Right.
trying to make a comeback and has come way far from her murder date. But at the time, we had a DA that was needing to retire, if you know what I mean. I
Yes.
got justice, but there were so many that didn't. And there was a mockery made of the court when a particular serial killer was, you know, on every news outlet there was bragging about how well he was getting fed and drugs on death row. And there was, you know, a big old segment on ABC 2020 and Dateline and all this and that about the corruption in that town. And Jody Farr is from there. That is like a major textile family that is the core of that town. And so that those mentality people, if you get what I'm trying to say about Jody, is the people that were judging me,
Yeah. Fuck them. They're pieces
right?
of shit. And you know what? It's those people that are the biggest pieces of shit that
Don't
walk.
they usually turn out to
Uh, uh,
be?
oh yeah, and I'm just like, oh wow. I
Yeah.
heard you guys bringing up when we were talking about Sarah being on T43s yesterday,
Mhm.
and
Right.
Sarah, I mean, I'm with you. I did the same thing the other day. I wanted to go up there, and
Oh, when you were
I
trying to get up and she wouldn't let you at first, right? Is that what
right,
you mean?
right.
Okay.
She wants me to beg and grovel and this and that, and I don't play the game. I'm like, I'm being nice, and I'm being an adult, and that's all should be required. And you know, you want me to beg and grovel, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to cry if you don't give me a link. T43, you know, whatever. But of course she did. And I went up there and, you know, she's asking me same things and stuff. And it's like when I told her my opinion on, you know, what happened over, because she was like, you were there, you were there. I said, yes, I was there. And this is exactly what I seen with my own eyes happening right before, you know, before I left, and was decisions of my leaving even before you threw me under the bus and all of your crap, and then I was doxxed and everything.
Right.
But they don't ever want to bring that up.
Right.
Mhm.
It's what happened to them, but yet they do that to people that don't even do nothing to them.
Mhm.
So, you know, but you know, they want to cry wolf, you know,
Mhm.
whatever. So I I seen her the same way
Way to
start
go.
browbeating at you of, oh, well, you
Was it the
answered
bully
me.
harassing thing? Is that what you got too? Is that what she was doing to you? You know he was bully harassing stalks. Was that kind of
Well,
like the
yeah,
narrative you got?
Right.
but she asked me, well, you got way farther than I did, because I answered her. I told her, I said, what I seen over there is, you know, trolls did come in, yes, but they were blocked or whatever. he could have went on and ignored all of it. But it was Ernie that kept clearing out the block list to keep it coming back, having the subs on
And getting
upset
them the
and on
link.
edge and getting everybody. I said he kept repeating the same cycle over and over every other week. He was doing it for his own gain, for games he was playing. I don't know why. This and that. She didn't like what oh, now you're playing stupid. So I was stupid. And
For your
then,
opinion. But it's
right.
true, he always unblocked them and it made us feel, we're saying how we felt, like targeted and like we were picked on.
This is
But we're
going to
doing all
be a
this
doll.
work.
Take a look at it, guys.
What's that?
This is going to be a doll. I'm gonna
You're
create a doll.
Oh,
gonna
that'd be
auction it off
awesome.
when you get to 2,000?
That'd be awesome. Yep. You need to make it a doll. Definitely.
That's not the one I was gonna pick first, but you know, they will want it. It's
Right?
243. She's gonna want that. That's gonna be her name.
Right. So, um, you know, I'm called stupid. And then she went right to, why did you let Nicolina lie? I'm like, wait, what?
It always
Which
goes to
is a,
Nicolina.
yeah, yeah,
They did that to me a bunch of times.
exactly. And I'm like, well, one, what did she supposedly lie about? And that Ernie was not stalked, bullied, and harassed. I'm like, okay, well, one, I do not feel she was lying.
Hey, April.
Two, how can I physically stop another adult? Okay, A, I was not in the room with her.
Mm-hmm.
B, like, she's an adult. Well, then she
Right.
got mad and she didn't like what I was saying. I said, look, I said, Mama T, you cannot ask somebody a question and not, like flip out because they didn't answer it the way you wanted them to. I said, if you ask someone a question and they answer you, whether you like it or not, you have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't. I don't have to accept nothing. And then she kicked me off her panel,
Mm-hmm.
and I was blocked for the day.
That's kind of where it went with
Yeah.
me when it got to the pregnancy thing, when she was saying, that she's being picked on for being sexually abused, and I was trying to point out it's not the sexual abuse, it's the people are dumbfounded basically because it's not biologically possible, and in the most rarest case has been published in the journals. You know what I mean? It's like that's why people, they're thinking that some things are embellished. That's what I was trying to get to her. It wasn't about any kind of making fun of any sexual, any essay or anything like that. It was the fact. It was the
Right.
story. It
It
was
was
the
the
embellishment.
biology of it. You being in the
Yeah.
medical field, you can't help but question the
Hmm.
oddity of it.
You're right. Right.
Right. And I'm not even in the medical field, and I was like,
It's basic. I
no.
mean, we learned it in middle school too in healthcare.
Right.
Right. And plus, any of us women that have had babies, like, I think we figured it out,
I remember
you
it from middle
know,
school actually.
right? So, oh my grace. Yeah. This. And then I heard her the other day talking to her people. My Facebook was hacked and blah, blah. No, it wasn't. Stop lying.
Hmm.
Just stop. Stop the lies.
Well, we
You
were led to
know,
believe that.
I,
Even I
I need
was
to
led to believe
interrupt for
that.
just a second, ladies, if I could, just real quickly.
yes.
The other day I was talking about how I hadn't spoken with family members and having this existential crisis that I'm having, also known as your midlife crisis, and also for my own therapy. Going back and apologizing to people that that you wronged when your mind was sick and you weren't on the right meds and you
Right.
were hurting people because you were hurt. I just got confirmation from someone that I apologized to, and I want to apologize now that you've accepted my friend request. If you're listening, and I hope that you are, I'm very sorry, and I'm glad that you're back. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome. That is
big,
awesome. It really
big,
is.
yeah, big move forward. So, yeah.
Yeah. And Gypsy, I think you're amazing.
You
And
too, Sapphire. I really appreciate your friendship because I
I
don't
think
know
you both
anybody
are.
on this platform that I feel like I connect with more than you. Considering we're
Oh,
the same age and we have children that are very similar and we've suffered similar losses,
right.
I'm just very thankful for meeting you and knowing you and daughter.
I am too. And we have big hair too. We rock our big hair.
I thought I
I
was
was
Apollonia in my head.
she was
When I was
hot.
16. Yeah, I wanted to be her. I still follow
She
her.
was hot.
Glamorous Life knew her from living, I guess, in Vegas, and she told me that she could go by her one day and put her online with me whenever I was live, and I was like, hell yeah! But
Oh
then,
wow.
when she
Wow.
passed, so yeah,
Yeah. But see, I was
she was
born and
a really
raised.
nice girl. Glamorous Life was, yeah.
She seems like she was. Um, I was born and raised in Vegas. My first 30 years of my life, I lived out there. But um, I grew up in the hood, so I wasn't rubbing
Right,
any elbows with anybody famous. Now,
right.
um, my dad, all those old hotels, casinos, and stuff. My dad drove diesel truck and hauled all this stuff in, you
Okay,
know, for building his construction sites, built those.
yeah.
So, very familiar there.
Do you remember the case of, I think his last name was Bingham? He had
Mm-hmm.
a casino and he had a stripper girlfriend.
Yeah.
Uh, oh yeah, and then she ran off with that guy that buried the. Yeah,
All
that
the
was
buried
interesting.
silver.
I
They,
was glued to that case because she's very pretty and he was good looking. So I was
yes,
glued to
he
that
was,
case. They're out now, they've done their time
yeah,
and they're out now.
I believe it. I
I
believe
always
it.
thought
And they're
she was so
probably
pretty.
probably living off that silver too, because nobody never found it. They say, you know,
Yeah,
they said nobody ever found it. So,
right.
you know, there's a lot of stuff that went on in those. Even my dad was even arrested one time, because he worked for the construction sites. And when one of their places burnt down there, they had some big safe or whatever. Well, my dad's construction company, they were doing the hauling and the removing of
Oh wow.
everything.
Mhm.
I remember the police officers coming and putting cuffs on my dad in the front room. And
Oh wow.
I was wrapped around. Now, I can't tell you, I was not very old at all, but I remember it. I was wrapped around the policeman's leg and like a bear hug. I'm like, no, you
Bless
take
your
my
heart.
daddy away. I was bawling. And of course, my dad came home. He didn't get in trouble. My dad was not involved in it because, you know, I know our, you know, living and stuff. But,
Yeah.
of course, because some of the guys, I guess, from the construction site, they lifted it. And,
Mhm.
my dad got tied in at first, but, you know, I'll never forget that day. That's some crazy. Vegas is a lot of history. A
Yeah.
lot of history.
It's I remember the first time flying in. The only times that I've been was on the business trips, and it looks like the captain will tell you to look out the window, and it is like a city in the middle of nothing.
Right.
Literally in the middle of nothing. You know, when they say it's a city in the middle of the desert, it really is.
Yes,
There's
it is.
nothing else.
It is.
But boy, it was definitely an experience of a lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah. When I used to work the phones, and at the time I was selling long distance service to small to mid sized businesses at the
Mhm.
time. And one of the customers asked, well, where are you at? And I said, I'm in Las Vegas. And he's like, what? I said, yeah, I'm in Las Vegas. He's like, people live in Las Vegas. I'm like, yes, people actually live here. I used to
Right.
get that a lot. I'm like, yes, we actually, I mean, how in the hell you think the town runs?
Yeah. I have
They
a friend
don't
of mine from
quiet.
high school that lives there and works in one of the he gets to see a lot of concerts, like really good ones too. Like he saw Dolly Parton,
Mm-hmm.
and a few like I think he saw Creed, maybe somebody I can't remember. Quite a few, but do you miss living there? The excitement, the adrenaline rush?
No,
No.
no, I hate it there. I mean, I honestly do. I guess, growing up there, I got the different perspective of it because I know the underbelly of it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so and it got to a point, I mean, before I left, I mean, I literally was snapping and losing my shit on people because here I am, a single mom of 3 kids, and I'm grinding, doing my thing every day like I'm supposed to. And every time I could not go to the convenience store or the shopping center without some guy as young in his 20s, coming up, asking me, begging for money and stuff. And, can I ask for, can I get a dog? No, you could go get a fucking job.
Right now,
Like,
fentanyl has really hit Arizona and Vegas and that whole area there around Border Town, USA, hasn't it? Fentanyl.
oh yeah, I'm sure it has. I mean,
Yeah.
like this was what, 22 plus years ago when I
Yeah.
left. And, I mean, it just disgusted me. There was this one guy that used to stand on one of the corners, and I mean, for him, I at least clapped for him one day, because
Mhm.
his sign said, "Why lie? I need a beer." I'm like, I give it to you. You're being honest.
Right. Right. At least you're honest.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were there, from what I've understood, when I've watched, I think his name is Nick Johnson. He does a lot of YouTube videos of USA towns and how they've changed through the millennium. Um, a lot of the resorts have been torn down, right?
Yeah.
Like I know some of the all you can eat buffets, they're not there anymore since COVID. Is that right?
Yeah. I the last time I was in Vegas was in 26. Yeah, the end of 2016. I
Mhm.
went out there for 3 months to help my mom with my grandma's house. When I went out there, I was like, this town doesn't even look the same. Like,
Mhm.
it was such a shock. So I can imagine from then to now, it really don't. I mean, the highways, it's like, oh my gosh, it kind of reminded me of the old game Mousetrap.
Yeah.
Like all the
Yeah.
highways and this spinning here and there. And I kind of
I don't
was
like those
nervous
super highways. They
driving.
make me nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, I was, because I've been living in rural America for
Yeah.
the last 20 odd years. And
Right.
so I was kind of like, this is not cool.
I bet
This
the
is not
shopping
cool.
there is good.
Um, I guess. I mean, I think a lot of shit's overpriced, and
True.
I
Yeah.
just But I've always been that way. I've never been like I went to the malls and stuff, but I'm not a mall shopper. I'm not a
Yeah.
big name. I just never have been. You know,
Yeah,
I go in there and
Wildflower.
hit
It was
sales.
Ted Binion. That's right.
Yeah,
Casino.
Binion.
Oh, yeah, Ted Binion. Yeah.
Yeah.
And her name
Oh
was
yeah.
Sandy something.
Yeah, I can't remember her last name.
Yeah.
It's been so long. But yes, he was a huge guy out there. You know, a lot of those guys, you know, it was mob, you know, from when I was a little girl. And my
Right.
parents were in the union, which was mob run too.
Mm-hmm.
Both my parents were always in the union. They made very good money. They were hard workers, you know.
Yeah.
Both my parents worked at the Nevada test site before they went off on disability. And see, my dad died when he was 47. That was back in
That's so young.
1991. So, but he was working up there at the test site and going in all the hot areas and all that. And I think that pretty much, you know, ruined a lot of stuff on him.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, look at all the stuff my mom's going through now,
Right.
you know, so some scary stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My sister, her husband worked at the test site as well. He died young as well, had boatload of problems. So,
Wow.
you know, it's, and then plus my parents growing up, um, when my parents were kids and lived in Vegas, the test site did open air tests. So all that mushroom cloud would drift down into the Vegas Valley. And
Oh,
Vegas is surrounded by 4 mountains. It's literally a valley. So
yeah.
all that would come in, you know, because like my grandmother had colon cancer, my uncle had colon cancer, my mom has a boatload of problems, you know. And so they all literally ate that mushroom cloud all the time. Well, because they would go out and outside and watch it because they
Aaron
lived in that.
Brockovich. Was that Vegas?
No, I want
No.
to
Okay.
say it was Texas.
Okay.
I
Okay.
want to say, but I might be wrong. But I remember her. She was a
Yeah.
fighter.
Yeah.
She was a fighter. You know, women. There we go, Amber. Yep, Texas. You know, people we need to look up to. Um, you know, but I mean, was it wrong what they did with the test site? In a lot of respect, yeah. Should
Yeah.
they have took care of those people? Yeah.
I know,
But
right?
on the same note, I have to say it is needed for our country. So, you know, like, because I had a really good friend that, you know, she was more of what they call a, you know, like a tree hugger. And
Yeah.
she protests a lot. And she came out, or she called me one night and she goes, "Oh, can you watch Desiree tomorrow?" You know, her little girl.
Oh.
And I said, "Well," I said, "what you got to do?" And she goes, "I was, I got to go out and protest." And I said, "Well, where are you protesting?" And she goes, "Well, we're going to go out to the test site and protest." And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry, I can't." And she's like, "But," I said, "Girl, you know, both my parents work out there."
Right.
Uh-uh. I, I'm like any other time, baby, but I can't support that one. You know that.
You
And she's
know,
like, "Okay."
a little bit of what AB was saying, you know, because I am trying to be open-minded about, you know, universal health care and universal paychecks for everybody. I'm trying to be open-minded about that. But what you were just describing, you know, the panhandling and that sort of thing, do you think that that would fix that?
No.
You don't?
Um, I was listening to him this morning.
Okay, I'm glad. So you know why I'm asking. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, granted, it sounds good. It really does. And in a perfect world, yeah, it probably would work well. But here's the problem. A universal for all these people that say are homeless, or like he was saying, Ziggy, that don't want to work for money and this and that,
Yeah.
then it would become nobody would want to work. Nobody would want to this and that. Why not just stay home and let the government pay us? Well, then our whole economic system would collapse, because who would be able to afford this or afford that? Or, say our mom and pop shop.
Right.
They would be the first to go.
Right.
Just like when the pandemic.
Entrepreneurship.
Right. When the pandemic hit, who was the first one to go? A lot of the mom and pop shops.
Right.
And
Mhm.
Look at how all these big corporations, everything, have doubled and tripled the price on us on everything.
Everything.
Yeah. So.
And rent is ridiculous.
Right.
When that happens, are they going to adjust rent too? I mean, it just sounds, it gives me a headache just trying to understand the gravity of it all. Like you said, it would cripple our economy.
It would.
On so many levels. How would they regulate rent?
Yeah, they can't. I mean, they can't. I mean, how are you going to make everybody, like, if they were going to do that, literally, that would send us into the New World Order, to where they put us all in a bunch of little boxes together, grouped in the city, and under all these rules and under that, and you stay home and you do this and that. Our freedom, everything would be gone.
Right.
So that's where
choices and everything would be like buying generic, right? Choices would be gone.
Yep. And I would rather. I mean, if you look at it, we kind of do have a bit of a universal health system. I mean, there's welfare.
Right.
There's two different Social Security disability systems for people that either worked their whole lives and then they get disabled and go up on disability. And then there's people that have never worked, but yet are deemed disabled, cannot work, or what a lot of people call, oh, I went and got me a crazy chick. Because they don't want to work. Because they don't want to work.
Right. As long as she's got a license and a check.
Right. And then, so they get a disability. And that's why we have the SSD and the SSI. The SSD is the people that have worked. And so they base off, okay, well, you made so much on, so many quarters, blah, blah, blah. Here's what we think your 60% would be of income that you've earned in your life. And then the SSI, like, okay, that's more of a universal number. You know what I'm saying? Like, my oldest sister, who chose to live her colorful life, just hiding from reality instead of facing what she's went through. She wanted to mask it, so she couldn't keep jobs or could not work or chose not to work, just wanted to do drugs, whatever.
Right.
Now she couldn't, it got to the point she couldn't even walk. Well, then she went on SSI, because she had no income to show.
Mm-hmm.
I
said, "Hey, rapper."
Hey, rapper.
I remember thinking, when I had to get like unemployment or whatever in between jobs, and like when you work temporary and they don't buy out your contract, sometimes you can file for a temporary little thing. It didn't motivate you to get out and stand in line, you
Right.
thought, well, I can make it,
Right. Right.
And then when I did go for a job that I didn't really like, I wasn't motivated to stick it out,
Right. Right. And I used to get grief from people here um, in Kansas
I don't know that
because
song, Sheila.
Richmond, North Richmond. Oh. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
So I would get grief because they were like, well, you sure change jobs a lot. I'm like, do I always have a job? Yeah. Have I missed a paycheck? No. Then why are you saying something? Because you switch jobs a lot. I'm like, who gives a fuck?
Right. As long as you're working,
If
what does it
I don't,
matter?
right, if I'm on this job and I don't like it, or I don't feel it's a fit for me, on my days off, I go and I put applications in other places and
Right.
seek employment. I do this on my time off. And then
Right.
I put in my 2 weeks and I switch over. I do what I want to do. I
Right.
support my, like, why? When I was married to my ex-husband, his family would say shit. And I'm like, you're saying this to me, but yet your son doesn't work. Make that make
Right.
sense.
Zepparella says the problem in Canada is that a person on disability doesn't even get enough to cover their rent. Well, you don't get that here either, do you?
No. No.
I mean, if you've got to get prescriptions, you're screwed here, especially head meds.
Depending on what your income was. See, what screwed me on my Social Security disability, I would have got paid pretty decently.
Mm-hmm.
For as young as I had to go off on disability. But what screwed me is I moved from Vegas to here. So my quarters from here was the ones they went off of. I didn't even make half the money here that I used to make in Vegas. So trust me, moving here, I took a big hit on the head for, as far as income and all of that stuff. But you know what? I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm okay because you know what? Like I realized when I let the boys out the back this morning, I said, "Oh, I forgot to lock the back door last night."
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a sucky feeling when you realize, like, oh shit, I should be, being a
Yeah.
little more. But you know what? You know, it happens. Like, I remember when I first moved here, um, when summer came, it really rained that summer. And I just love rain.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so one night I had come home from work and, well, I dropped the kids off at their dad's. And then I came home and, was my little time. I'd get me something like I'd get me a taco salad from Wendy's, come home, sit and eat that, lay on the couch, watch TV in some quiet,
Mm-hmm.
my little quiet time. It's raining. I had the door open, just the screen closed. And, I'm watching TV, loving the rain. Well, I passed out asleep. I woke up about 2 a.m. panicked, because I fell asleep with the door wide open. I mean, I lived right on 9th Street, which is the most major street in town. And I mean, I was panicked, heart beating, everything. I'm running all over the house, checking every room to make sure the boogeyman didn't come in. you know, and and then I laughed at myself. I'm like, oh God, I could have never done this in Vegas. What has happened?
Zepparella says in Canada, the middle class is being wiped out. You're either rich or poor now. And it's just getting worse. Now, he said that was going to solve that.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Huh. That's
There's
interesting.
no way. There's no
Go
way.
listen to me this morning.
Right. But Zep, here in America, the middle class is getting wiped out here too. These last 4 years have put the biggest hit since the Depression on our economy and our people.
Yeah.
You know, but you know what? We're all doing it. We're still making it. Um, and what we got to do is just keep stepping up, being more present, being more aware of what's going on. Hold these people's feet to the fire that we are putting in office. As much as we can. And, it just, I think in 2024, I think we're going to get these goofballs out of there and, get, get back, get back to our, we'll see prices starting to drop and things getting right. It might take about a year or so, but we'll get there.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna get off here and go start some dinner. I'm not sure what are y'all making tonight? I was thinking of chicken and dumplings because it's getting to be that time of year, isn't it?
I'm making
Yeah,
some
it's.
meatloaf and some mashed potatoes.
Ooh, that sounds
Oh,
good
yeah.
too.
Barbecue meatloaf, actually.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow. Ooh, look at y'all.
Okay.
Look at y'all. I am going to have leftovers because um we got this stuff to make like super burritos yesterday.
Mm.
Super
And
burritos. I like the sound
yeah,
of that.
nice and
Me
fresh.
too.
It's cubed pork, refried beans, shredded lettuce, tomato, sour cream, it's the works.
I love
Cheese.
that.
So, and then it's so good and fresh. You cannot get that when you go out
Mm-hmm.
anymore. I miss this place called Noggles back home. Uh, they did like all burritos, tacos, all that. They have
Yum.
the freshest and the best burritos ever.
I like
And
to put a pork tenderloin in my crock pot, and then I pour enchilada sauce over it, and then I let it cook, and then I put that in a deep fried shell and little
oh,
radishes. Yeah,
that sounds good.
it is
That sounds
good.
good. Look
You
at us
having
all talking
stovetop
about
stuff?
it.
That sounds good. I love stovetop stuff. And
Oh, I love stuffing.
mm-hmm.
I love stuffing. I am a stuffing eater.
Me too.
I like it year round too.
Me too. Especially with the pork chop.
Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
That sounds good, Sarah. She said,
See,
"Yeah, I
now we're
made
all
a
getting
homemade
hungry.
barbecue sauce that goes in the meatloaf and on top."
Oh, that sounds good.
Instead of ketchup.
Instead
That
of
sounds
ketchup.
good. All right, I'm gonna head on and go make something good for my children then.
Okay, well,
Thank
my
you for coming
beauties.
up and hanging out with
Thank
me, y'all.
you.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I
And do
Have
y'all
appreciate you
know if
guys.
Nicolina decided if she was gonna go live? I think she said she was gonna go at 5.
Yes, that's what
Um,
I saw. 5
she
o'clock.
probably will at 5. You
Okay,
should
then I got time to
should
make
mention.
something to eat real quick then.
Yep, you got time today.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see y'all there. And if anybody wants to drop her link down here for those later, if you would, thanks, mods. All right,
All right,
ladies, y'all
girls.
have a good
I love you.
afternoon. I
See you
love you
around the
too.
booth.
Okay.
Love
Bye
y'all.
there. Bye.
Love
Bye.
ya. Bye bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Life is harder than I like to think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you'll just have to see the fundamentals of our love tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm moving my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Killing time, we got nowhere to be. You're sending messages I can't ignore. No contemplating, come here close to me. I'm bored at home, can't leave the house no more. But I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. You, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart.
Remember, if you think they're onto you, give us the signal. You remember the signal? That's right.
Bada bing, bada boom. Get over here. Get out of here.
Go, Monty, go, 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 go!
He's got green grass in front of him. He's at the 5. Touchdown!
Woo!